Hey everybody, this is VEDUS Day 25, and I skipped the Shakespeare so that I could tell you about the gay harlequin romance from the perspective of the activity log of an accidental robot matchmaker. Today's story is of MSE-6 and Men by Glen, Weldon, and it is all of the genres. All of them. It hits all the emotions, okay? Let's break it all down for you guys. First off, this story is from the perspective of a mouse droid, and they're the little droids that run around squeaking all over the place at the Death Star. One of them gets scared off by Chewbacca when they're doing the Prisoner's Gambit. Anyways, this mouse droid is specifically owned by TK-421, who's a stormtrooper. TK-421 is one of these stormtroopers who gets ambushed by Luke and Han when they steal their armor so that they can sneak in and do the Prisoner's Gambit, so it's all connected. Everything in this story is told from the mouse droid's perspective in the form of command prompts. So it's like checking the systems, all the timestamps, hatch opened, cargo unloaded, hatch closed, now moving to next location, stuff like that. Now at the beginning of this story, the mouse droid that works with 421, who is referred to as G7, he is sent to make a delivery elsewhere in the Death Star, and then when he's trying to get there, he runs directly into an Imperial officer, which causes his holoprojector to malfunction and accidentally play a clip of 421 without his helmet on. And then the officer has the same reaction that Luke did when Leia showed up in R2's hologram, which is basically just to go, he's beautiful! We're then followed by some awkward courting of the two, using G7 as the messenger between the two of them, and then 421 is invited to the officer's chambers to clean his aqua leisure unit. So, this is basically an Imperial officer banging his pool boy. And then the pool boy gets promoted because he doesn't want to work on the Death Star. He wants to work on Coruscant. And he's like, the next promotion I get, I could be working out of this guy's penthouse. We can look over all of Coruscant, sunsets, lights on the walls, instead of this bullshit ceiling lighting that looks terrible on my skin. And then 421 dies because Luke and Han had to kill him in order to get his armor. So then we get this scene of the Imperial officer like mourning his boy toy to the mouse droid, and of course G7 just sitting there like, I'm a DOS box on wheels and I don't understand a thing you're saying, beep boop. And then the officer swears vengeance upon the rebels for killing this hot piece of ass, and then the Death Star just blows up. The end! So yeah, you've got some sci-fi, you've got some drama, you've got a romance, and it's queer to boot. So it's just like, but the weirdest part of this thing is that it is heavily implied that the officer that 421 is having an affair with is Tarkin. Fucking Grand Moff Wilhuff Tarkin. Like, okay, Peter Cushing, no offense, you're a handsome man, but when you're playing Tarkin, the only emotion I'm feeling is fear. And from a more critical perspective, I feel that Tarkin is much more effective when he is just cold and calculating and ruthless and purely evil. Like, all we see about him is the ambition and powerful smugness he exudes. There's no other emotions behind that mask. So having him being romantically entangled with someone else and being attached to them and then mourning them, it actually reduces the character in my eyes. I feel like it is more entertaining when he is this one-dimensional but very powerful evil presence instead of trying to give him sympathy, because it just feels very out of character. And from a non-critical perspective, I have no idea what to make of this story. I simultaneously like it and I'm completely baffled by it. It's so utterly ridiculous, and there have been some ridiculous things in this book, but I've understood where they're coming from. This one comes so far out of left field, it completely takes the space cake for utter ludicrousness that we have seen in this expanded universe. So in conclusion, and until tomorrow, I'll see you all later.